So, what's it like for you from a studio standpoint? Like, are you very vocal in that, or you just kind of let the producer um, do what he or she wants to do? Like, how hands on are you in the studio when it comes to your songs?
I would say not too much. I feel like that's not really my strong suit as far as like studio, like
Hmm.
knowing how to where all the buttons do and all of that stuff. So I kind of let somebody else just handle all that.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel
And
like
what
they would do
about
a
the
better.
instrumentation? Like, are you hearing certain instruments somewhere, or you just let the producer figure that out?
I think I can do that. Like as far as songs go, there's usually something in my head that I'm thinking of for different things. And so if I go to the studio, I'll just have those written down going in.
Hmm.
But again, like I mean, everybody, I mean, the producers I've worked with, which is two right now, Sean and a guy named Brendan in Nashville, and Sean and Brendan, they both have their own. It's kind of like co-writing. I mean, they have their own ideas and stuff that you wouldn't come up with on your own.
Right.
And so I think that's one of the things I like the best about going to the studio and working with a producer is just having that other person there to generate more ideas than you could by yourself. So
Yeah, and I feel like that's. I mean, as long as you like, you don't have like this huge ego. I think that's definitely the best way of doing it anyway, right? Like, the more
yeah,
the more creative brains you have on the product, the better I feel. Even if it's like just enough for like battering back and forth, right? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then kind of
yeah,
validating what your ideas are, or the opposite of that, like just kind of destroying them. Like, and all of that can be important. I feel, um, for real. Like,
yeah,
just being able to have that trust in another person whose job it is to produce the song, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm definitely not good as far as like the whole recording stuff goes. I try to focus on my strong suit, which is just writing the songs and then taking them to somebody else who's in the studio a lot more than me
yeah,
and
exactly.
and just here like this is what I got
Yeah,
and I have a couple ideas, but you just kind of run with it and
right. So you're that guy.
that's
Just
pretty
you just
cool.
kind of give him a couple of notes. This is what I'm hearing, and you're the
Yeah,
artist,
yeah,
and then you're kind of hands off from that point.
yes, yeah.
I think that's a good way to go too. But like, if you're in the process of like recording the songs, and there's something there that you just don't like, are you like, no, I don't think that works for me? Like, how vocal are you
Oh
in
yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that with anything, like, I mean, if you're paying somebody to do a job, I mean, like I also do like graphic design and logo stuff.
Yeah.
And so I want my client to be happy with what they're getting, and
Hmm.
like I usually same way, like I take ideas from somebody, like if it's their business and they want a logo, then I'll take their ideas and come up with have I have my own style and on things I've learned along the way. So I'll put that into it. But in the end, like I want them to be happy with whatever has
Right.
been created. So I think it's the same way in the studio. Like you're going in, you're paying somebody to help you out create something. But in the end, like it's your name on the record, and so you want it to be uh, reflect who you are. You want it to be good, and so I think you just want to be happy with the end product of it. So yeah, I try to be. If there's something I don't like, I'll definitely voice my
Good stuff.
opinion about
Good
it.
stuff. I hear that a lot. Like, you have to have your like growth in your own sound and your own art to be able to speak up. I feel like there's being in the studio can be very daunting for people, especially when you're self proclaimed better at writing. Like, I just want to write the songs and all of that. So like going into the studio being the next step, that's where the real work starts. I feel like with songs, and sometimes the song doesn't come out the way the songwriter wants because they're afraid to speak up. And I'm glad that's
Yeah,
not happening.
well, I think
Um,
you gotta think about you're gonna have this live on for a long time,
yeah, yeah,
hopefully, and so you want it to be something you enjoy, something you like, and something that you feel is worthy to share to other people.
Is it important
And
to you
so,
also that the songs are able to be kind of recreated in a live sense and not be that far different from the studio version of the song? I mean, is that a thought too for you as a songwriter going in?
maybe a little bit. I haven't really done a lot of full band type stuff. I mean, that's
Right.
kind of one of my goals is to start doing that more. But I don't think with I guess with my music that I don't have to worry about that too much as far as like the instrumentation. Because I mean, you can all of my stuff is like in the studio. It's drums, electric guitar, uh, keys, and
Yeah.
acoustic and harmonica, and that's really about it. And so that's pretty easy to put together in a band setting if need be.
I'm excited to see the transition to full band. I think that would be badass
Yeah,
from you.
I'll let you know when that happens, man. So you can
Yeah.
get a front row
Yeah,
seat.
please, please, please. I'd be very interested in that. Um, I know that you're more or less full time music. You did mention you got Pine Top Media as well, which is your
Mhm.
graphic stuff. But more or less, you are a full time musician. Talk a little bit about the fear of being a full time musician. There's a lot of trepidation there, like relying on your art all the time. And this is not like a 9 to 5 job, so this is going to be pretty scary, right?
Yeah, and I think I was doing it full time at one time, and that's really one of the main things why I started doing my other business. Been able to do because I've done graphic design for I don't know 15 plus years,
Okay.
and so I didn't want to. I was at the point where I was with when I was doing full time music, I would just have to take everything I could, and I got kind of burnt out doing that. And
Yeah.
so I started the other business, Pine Top Media, to where I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to like I had to take every single Mexican restaurant there is, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
You're
like,
able to say no
um,
more often, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And so and it really helped me out to where I wanted to play, get out and play again because I was getting burnt out, and now I've been able to play more shows where people come and they're there to listen to the songs. And so and I was talking to somebody else about this other day. It might have been my friend David David Percy. I was talking to him about how just doing shows like that when you go out and people are there to listen and really get to hear the stories behind your songs and really get to take in the art of it. And then they get to respond to you like after the show. Like
yeah.
that's what really makes you want to continue doing music.
Those are the
And that
rooms where,
and
that I
it's
like to be in the most, man. Big time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what really what it's all about is getting to share it and people to take it in and have a response. And it really makes me want to continue doing it more is doing shows like that.
Great stuff, man. So, last question I have before the commercial that I'm gonna play here in a minute is about songwriter showcases and competitions that you've been a part of, like LJT, and there's others as well. Talk
Mhm.
about a little bit about not just the experience of being in those types of places and stages, but also, we talked about imposter syndrome earlier. It's going to be tough in that environment, hearing so many other incredible songwriters around you. Imagine your inner voice is not real kind to you in those kind of situations.
Oh yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking. Okay, so I did the LJT, and we watch American Idol too. And I was thinking, man, I had a hard enough time doing the LJT thing. I don't know how these people do
Hmm.
American Idol. You know, um, but it is tough, especially with that competition aspect, which is it's kind of hard. On that one, they make it to where it's not supposed to be a competition, but it definitely. I mean, you're up there trying to have the best songs,
Yeah.
really, and so it kind of comes out that way. Uh, and there's such amazing other songwriters, and so again, I think you just have to. just get up and just do you. I mean, do the best you can and sing the best song, and I mean, sing the best version of your song that you've written as best you can, and that's really all you can do is just keep it
Is
up.
there a second inner voice within you, Zach, that's trying to convince you that you do belong in those situations?
Um, I mean, I feel like I feel like I have a gift, and I feel like I can do the gift well, and I feel like I have a artistry, and so there is that part of me that knows, like, okay, this is something I'm supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so that does give me confidence in in putting music out there. So there is that there, but sometimes I mean, like that it can take a while to for that to have that in your life. I mean, you got to just continue doing whatever it is that you enjoy, and eventually you can have confidence in that. Especially when you have people that tell you, "Man, this song meant a
Mm-hmm.
lot to me," or like the way you sung that. I just love that. So that helps along the way, especially for artists.
So y'all take note out there. Be more encouraging to songwriters and artists, right? You're not feeding
Yeah,
their ego. Sometimes you're just letting them know that they are making a mark on somebody, and that's
yeah,
not an ego thing. That's usually the words that keep that imposter voice at bay, and it's so important.